Don't go, the female billionaire begged, her voice barely louder than a whisper, yet heavy enough to stop him at the door. It's my birthday. Ethan Carter froze, his hand still on the brass handle of the penthouse door. He hadn't expected that. He hadn't expected her voice to sound so small either. For a woman who owned half the skyline they were standing above, Lena Blackwood suddenly sounded like someone who owned nothing at all. He turned slowly. Lena stood near the massive glass windows, the city lights behind her painting her silhouette in gold and blue. She was dressed elegantly as always, tailored black dress, diamond bracelet catching the light, but her eyes were bare. No boardroom armor. No billionaire confidence. Just loneliness. I didn't know, Ethan said carefully. You didn't mention it. She gave a hollow smile. People don't usually ask. Ethan exhaled. He had come here for one reason only, the job interview. A live-in estate manager position that paid more in a month than he'd ever earned in a year. It was supposed to be simple. Professional. Temporary. Get the job, secure his daughter's future, and keep his distance from the famously cold billionaire CEO. But nothing about Lena Blackwood was simple. I should go, he said, even though his feet hadn't moved. My daughter's waiting for me. That word, daughter, always changed the air between them. Lena nodded, looking away toward the city. Of course, she's lucky to have you. Ethan didn't respond. He was used to that reaction. People always said it like it was a compliment wrapped around a tragedy. Single dad. Widower. 35 years old with permanent exhaustion in his eyes. He'd learned to accept the silence that followed. I just thought, Lena said quietly, maybe for once, someone would stay. The honesty in her voice hit him harder than any dramatic plea could have. Ethan thought of Emma at home, doing homework at the kitchen table, probably glancing at the clock every few minutes the way she always did. He thought of the bills stacked neatly beside the microwave. He thought of the way Lena had looked at him all evening, not like an employee, not like a charity case, but like a human being who mattered. He loosened his grip on the door. 10 minutes, he said. That's all I can stay. Lena's head snapped up. For a split second, the billionaire disappeared entirely, replaced by a woman trying not to hope too much. Thank you, she said. That's more than enough. She poured him a glass of sparkling water, he'd refused champagne earlier, and handed it to him with hands that trembled just slightly. The penthouse was enormous, immaculate, and painfully quiet. No birthday decorations. No cake. No cards. You don't celebrate? Ethan asked. She shrugged. Celebrations are for people who are remembered. He frowned. That's not true, isn't it? She asked softly. I have employees. Investors. People who want something from me. But at midnight tonight, when this day ends, not a single person will have sung to me. Not a single gift will be given without an invoice attached. Ethan took a slow sip of water, choosing his words carefully. My daughter once asked me why rich people look sad in movies. Lena arched an eyebrow. And what did you tell her? That being surrounded by people doesn't mean you're not alone. Something in Lena's expression cracked. My husband used to say something similar, she said. Ethan hadn't known she'd been married. The media never mentioned it. Used to. He died, she said simply. 8 years ago. Plane crash. I was 32. Overnight, I inherited everything. Including the loneliness. I'm sorry, Ethan said. She nodded, accepting it without drama. I hear that a lot. Silence settled between them again, but it was different now. Softer. Less sharp. Ethan glanced at his watch. 8 minutes left. You know, he said, Emma would have made you a cake. Lena smiled faintly. I'm sure it would have been terrible. It would have been amazing, he corrected. She puts too much sugar in everything. For the first time that night, Lena laughed. Not the polite corporate laugh she used with executives, but a real one that surprised even her. I'd like to meet her someday, she said. Ethan hesitated. She doesn't meet many people. I wouldn't want to be just anyone, Lena said. I'd want to earn it. Something shifted in him then. A realization he hadn't allowed himself to consider. This job wasn't just about money. It was about proximity. About trust. About bringing his carefully protected world closer to someone who could change everything. His phone buzzed. A text from Emma. Did you get the job, Dad? He typed back quickly, not yet. I'll be home soon. He looked up at Lena. I should really go. She nodded, disappointment flickering but not controlling her. Of course. Thank you for staying. Even for 10 minutes. He walked to the door again, slower this time. Before opening it, he turned back. Happy birthday, Lena. Her eyes widened slightly. No one had said it yet. Thank you, she whispered. He left, but the quiet that followed felt different now. Less empty. That night, Lena sat alone at her dining table long after midnight, staring at the city. She replayed his voice in her head. The way he spoke about his daughter. The way he looked at her like she wasn't untouchable. For the first time in years, she didn't hate her birthday. The next morning, Ethan got the call. He was making Emma's lunch when his phone rang. Mr. Carter, Lena's assistant said briskly, Ms. Blackwood would like to offer you the position. Full benefits, flexible hours, and one additional request. Ethan stiffened. What request? She wants you to bring your daughter with you when appropriate. She believes family matters. Emma watched him from the table, eyes wide. Dad, is it good news? Ethan smiled slowly. Yeah, kiddo. It's very good news. Life changed quietly after that. No dramatic headlines. No scandals. Just small moments. Lena watching Emma bake cupcakes in the penthouse kitchen. Ethan fixing a broken lamp while Lena sat on the floor helping Emma with math homework. Dinners that lasted longer than they should have because no one wanted to be the first to leave the table. Lena learned what it felt like to come home to noise. Ethan learned what it felt like not to carry the weight alone. One evening, months later, as they stood on the balcony watching the sun set, Emma tugged on Lena's sleeve. Do you know what tomorrow is? Emma asked. Lena smiled. Thursday. Emma giggled. No, it's your birthday. Lena froze. She looked at Ethan, who smiled back, gentle and sure. We didn't forget, he said. Emma ran inside and returned with a lopsided cake, frosting sliding off the sides. I made it myself. With extra sugar. Lena's eyes filled with tears as she knelt down. It's perfect, she said, her voice breaking. That night, as candles flickered and a child's off-key singing filled the penthouse, Lena realized something profound. She had everything once, and still been alone. Now, she had almost nothing that money could measure. And she had never been richer.